Hello, my name is Malcom X. I was born on May 19, 1925 in Omaha, Nebraska. My mother's name was Louise and my father's name was Earl. I was born under the name Malcolm Little. When I was 13, my mother was checked into a mental hospital, years before my uncle had been lynched. Before my father's death, he was threatened many times by the KKK. One night they shouted for him to come out while they were armed with guns. 2 years after my mother had been checked into a mental hospital, my dad was found dead on trolley tracks. The police listed it as an accident, but we knew it wasn't. After both my parents had died, me and my 7 brothers and sisters were all split apart. We were all sent to different foster homes and orphanages. I never saw any of them again. I loved being a student. I wanted to become a lawyer, but my teacher said it wasn't a realistic goal for a Negro, that I should seek out factory work. I dropped out of school in the 8th grade. Later in my life, I was sent to jail for 10 years because of breaking and entering. Before, though, I had committed many crimes, including stealing, narcotics, and gambling. While I was in jail, I did lots of thinking. I converted to a black Muslim. This group believed white people were evil, and they kept African Americans like myself from succeeding. I agreed. Later, I changed my last name to X to signify the lost tribal name of his ancestors, since Little was his slave name. I was told I was a very intelligent person. After I got out of jail, I traveled around many places in the U.S. and gave speeches. Some were even with my dear friend, Martin Luther King. I enlightened people about the issues of unequal America and segregation. I was a lot more aggressive than Mr. King. I was not afraid to use violence. I was famous for many things. One thing I was not famous for was for speaking rubbish. My speeches were very intellectual and correct about the issues happening during that time. The African Americans needed someone to stand up for their rights. I was assassinated at the age of 39. I died of ballistic trauma. Later, 3 black Muslims were accused of shooting me while I was making a speech in Harlem. Although I died, my legacy will forever live on.